Good morning, it's Andy and Llewellyn from PCR and Fit for Purpose. Go on, mate. Go on, get on, fetch. Okay, a quick one, a really important one actually, today. That's why I'm sitting down for myself even. Check my back last. Right. Risk assessing risk matrices. It gets talked about a lot, so I'll make it as quick as I can, but there is not of a punchline, we're going to ask something of a body. So, over the years, since I got blown up in Iraq, I've studied risk and decision making and why people make decisions and how they do their risk assessments. I went on 2 masters for it. I'm not going to say they were phenomenal, by the way. It made me look research. But I deal with people every day of the week. This is the important part. Whether that's training, consulting and auditing, I get to look at people's risk assessments. So, I know about the weakness of risk matrices. I mention it every time I deal with an organisation. I go into it and show the weaknesses. But we've got the HSE who don't promote risk matrices on their website, and you've got IOSH who do. So then you've got loads of people, making apps now, very many apps, 5x5, yeah, and again, it seems to sell something. So my cynicism is, are people making these apps and platforms, are they elaborating on the mystique of risk assessing 5x5 and even more sometimes? So it seems like a dark art to sell something, and I don't know. The HSE certainly don't promote it. IOSH, I don't know, have they not moved with the times? Why haven't they moved their 5x5 risk matrix to not be a risk matrix? So that's 2 cynical views then, isn't it? However, where am I positioned in this? I will go into a client and I will ask what their risk assessment methodology is, and I will go through and I'll ask why they use numbers and why they use colours. I'll ask that first and foremost, because sometimes they're people down the line that they're using in their supply chain, they want to see that. If they see a normal risk assessment, 5 steps, let's just say, then ultimately they're like, well, no, that's not good enough. We want to see something a little bit more. So there's a catch there. 5x5, 5 severity, 5 likelihood. Severity is easier probably to work out if you are competent in understanding the hazards and the risk. That's important because you're supposed to be competent to do these. When you go on an IOSH Managing Safely course and they talk you through that, I think the actual risk assessment in terms of a matrix and the descriptors in that course, I think it's probably the best out there personally. Of course, it's got to be aligned to the company. Remember, red, amber, green. We're talking about the risk appetite, tolerance and capacity of the organisation. Red, green, amber, red. We're talking about that. So if people are writing in their descriptors, 5x5, 25, that's fine, crack on, then of course there's an issue. There's an issue with the way that the matrix is written, isn't it? Okay, so I tend to feel that when done well, mini risk matrices are quite good when you're starting off, so you can guide people. But also it's a focus point, and you should be training people in the biases of the risk assessment process. If you don't train people to do it, then that's an issue. A big issue I see is, who does the RAMs? Well, they've been on an SMSTS. Well, you don't cover risk assessing and matrices to any type of level in that. So that's not going to make you competent, is it? And I've also seen an improvement noticed from the HSE lately, where a consultancy going up against a consultancy because they got the risk assessments wrong. So risk assessments need to be right, of course they do, and that without somebody getting hurt. So what I'm throwing it out there to IOSH. IOSH, you are the body for Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. Many of these courses get done up and down the country every week, I should imagine. We do them. But what is your reasoning for keeping the 5x5 matrix in the IOSH Managing Safely? And if there's any RAMS app makers out there or risk assessment app makers out there, what is your reasoning for using the risk assessment matrix and not following the lead, I should say, the lead of the health and safety executive? That's it. As always, stay safe, stay healthy and stay productive. All roads lead back to that risk assessment. That's what you will give to the judge. That's what potentially the police might see. Who knows? Thanks for watching.